After a quarter century of disappointment, heartbreak, and downright embarrassment, the Toronto Raptors have finally brought an NBA championship to Canada.
It's a housewarming gift for Kawhi.
Oh, I see.
He's staying.
But did you know the Great White North almost got its first NBA team all the way back in 1983? That's 12 years before the Raptors and the Grizzlies were a thing. In 1980, advertising magnate Ted Stepien became the majority owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Stepien was a brilliant businessman who started the National Advertising Service in 1947 with just $500, and by the 80s became rich enough to own an NBA team. Unfortunately, his business acumen did not translate well at all into running an NBA team. Matter of fact, people familiar with his questionable moves have called him the worst team owner in the history of professional sports.
Bonafide scrub.
Stepien was in full win now mode, so he traded away first round pick after first round pick. He traded away so many picks that the NBA had to step in and create the Ted Stepien rule, which to this day prevents NBA teams from trading away consecutive first-round picks. Those picks were eventually used to draft players like two-time All-Defensive Second Derek Harper, All-Rookie First Sam Perkins, three-time All-Star Detlef Schrempf, and All-Rookie First Sixth Man of the Year Roy Tarpley. In return, the Cavaliers got Mike Bratz, Richard Washington, Jerome Whitehead, and Jeff Houston. He also had an obsession with keeping the team racially balanced because the white fans were the ones with the money.
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just
The Cavs ended the 1981-82 season with a 15-67 record, the worst in franchise history. Even worse than 2010-11, after LeBron took his talents to South Beach.
I hope he never wins anything in Miami.
And before the arrival of Kyrie Irving. Despite an improvement to 23 wins the following season, attendance was non-existent and Stepien was the most hated man in Cleveland, so he decided it was time for a change of scenery. One idea was to rename the team to the Ohio Cavaliers and split home games between Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Toronto to reach new audiences. But after reportedly securing investors and support from local politicians north of the border, Stepien announced his decision to move the team to Toronto altogether and name it the Toronto Towers. At the last moment, he sold the team to the Gund brothers, who kept it in Cleveland. How different would NBA history be if the move had gone through? Would the Towers survive under Stepien's leadership? Would Cleveland get a new team? Would LeBron James be king of the North? Get those comments up and don't forget to like and subscribe.